Pujya Swamiji laid emphasis on the study of the Shastra. There were, of course, many other things in his life, but his determined intent was on Shastra. Intent is my translation of Abhisandhi. What is the purpose of studying Shastra? Some may interject at once. What else? To protect Shastra. People are like that. They become ideologues. Then Shastra protection becomes an ideology. So we want to protect Shastra. There are a few ideologues who put in their effort and money in protecting Shastra without studying Shastra themselves ever. That is a misconception, though appearing as laudable. That is not the purpose of Shastra. The purpose of, you don't want to protect Shastra. That is some imagination. The purpose of studying Shastra is not, please bear with me and please listen to me with an open mind. The purpose of studying Shastra is not to perpetuate the study of Shastra. The teaching is not meant for perpetuating the teaching, in which case it becomes self-serving. The purpose of study of the Shastra by an individual is inner transformation of the individual. That is the purpose. And we have to find a light in ourselves. We have to discover a way of life that is truly religious. There are two kinds of religions, true religion versus the religion of the masses. Vedanta has absolutely nothing to do with the religion of the masses. Vedanta, another name for Vedanta is true religion. So people have to discover a way of life that is truly religious and therefore without fear. You see, the religion of the masses, it survives on fear of the people. Whereas in true religion, there is no place for any fear. And a truly religious life is inwardly stable. What does it mean? It means it cannot be touched. Just you imagine, just for a second you imagine a religion which makes you inwardly stable such that no outward event can touch you. Can you imagine? Just for a second, can you imagine that? You see, then if you gain such a religion, true religion in you, then the listening to the Shastra has some meaning. So, we have to give complete and sensitive attention to the speaker's words, and the speaker is not going to tell you what to do. The speaker has no authority. So, this is my observation. One's brain functions in old habits like a gramophone record, playing the same tune over and over again. That is the difficulty. When the noise of the tune is going on, of that habit is going on, the noise of that habit is going on, one is not capable of listening to anything new. People cannot listen to anything new. They say Shravanam, but Shravanam is not hearing. Shravanam is something different. So when the brain is conditioned to think in a certain way, that is a difficulty. So, you see, when that conditioning is in the brain, now you cannot listen to anything new. No new idea can come, touch you anywhere near. You see, a talk recorded on a tape, on a recorded tape, can be wiped out and begun again. We used to have a tape recorder, old-fashioned, record, wind, play, then erase. Like that, buttons used to be there. It is so easy to erase a tape, recorded tape, but it is not so easy to erase the conditionings that are there in the minds of the people. So, we repeat the same pattern, the same ideas, again and again. So, we can never catch anything fresh. Are you comfortable with me? Or let us go to lunch. It is possible, if you are talking of study of Vedanta, it is possible to put aside the old tape, the old way of thinking, if one really gives attention. The very act of listening, if you know how to do Shravanam, please bear with me if I complain. There are the exceptions. Many people do not know how to listen. They only know how to hear. And also I have one more thing to say. Many people do not know how to see. If you know how to see, you become a seer, a rishi. Rishihi darshanat. Many people only know how to stare. So, therefore, please try it. Please try to listen. If you are deeply interested, then you can listen. I have a feeling you are all deeply interested. Otherwise, you would not be sitting here. Do listen with full attention so that in the very act of listening, the old patterns will be wiped away. You have to do that. No, you don't want to do it. God bless you. You may stay with your conditioning. It depends upon you, not on the speaker. This overemphasis on tradition, on the personality, on the Shastra. What about you and me? Who is more important? You and me are not important. I have a feeling you and me must be the center, not everything else. Everything else comes later. Anyway, it was a digression. It depends upon you, not on the speaker, whether you are sufficiently serious to listen so completely as to find out for yourself a light in you that can never be put out. Are you listening that way? There is a light in you that can never be put out. It has no birth, it has no death. The light of the chit, the light of awareness. And you have to listen to discover that light in you. Are you doing that?
Yes, sir.
So you have to, thank you. So that is called Shravanam. Not just parroting verses and chanting paragraphs. So you have to find for yourself a light in you that can never be put out. If you consider the intellect as the light in you, it will be put out very soon. So there is a light that cannot be put out. And then the Shravanam of the Shastra should help you to grow into a way of living that does not depend upon any idea. A way of living that is always free. Free means not physical freedom, not political freedom, the psychological freedom. A way of life that makes you ever young and vital. That is Shravanam, that is the Shastra. So, you see, why I am saying all this, you come to the truth which is in you. Nobody can give you the truth. The truth is not a piece of property to be given or inherited. It is in you and you have to discover it. And therefore, you come to the truth which is in you. Truth defined as what is. You come to the truth by negation of what it is not. When you look at yourself, the old momentum, the repetition of the old patterns, the old ways of thinking, living and acting, when you carefully look at yourself, all that dust of centuries will come to an end. Are you serious to find out a way of life in which all this turmoil, all this misery does not exist? You are serious to find out that? Or you want to pay some lip service to tradition, this, that and all that? You want to be free. This is the American usage. In India we don't say like that. You want to be free of this old habit of thought. I am something. I want to fulfill myself. I want to become something. I believe in my opinions. I belong to this particular sect, this particular tradition. Any fragmentary way of thinking is the direct negation of the truth. So, you want, I belong to this tradition, not that tradition, this caste, not that caste, etc. As long as such fragmentation in life is there must be confusion. And it is vitally important to find for yourself, to look at this problem of human existence. I insist, when I take a class, generally I don't address public meetings, I avoid. Because you cannot address a group of conditioned people. And so you can only address a group of people, even if it is a small group, who have an open mind. What is an open mind? Shall I define it for you? You may not like my definition. An open mind, first let me tell what it is not. An open mind is not a blank mind. Okay? Please don't misunderstand me that way. An open mind is an empty mind. How difficult it is, an empty mind. So, I always say to the students in the class, change your ways of feeling and thinking. How you feel and how you think. You think, for example, I am giving an example. You think, oh, I am 60-year-old, I am 70-year-old, I am old, I am a grandpa. Is that the way you think of yourself? For God's sake, if that is the way you think of yourself, you have not known anything of Vedanta, in spite of your proclamations and protestations to the opposite. So, you have to change your way of feeling and thinking. So, how can you do that? By taking stock of the way you feel. You look at yourself, the way you feel, what are the feelings that are happening in this consciousness, and what are the thoughts that are flowing in this consciousness. You watch closely. That is how you can bring about a change in the way you think and you feel. I am not sure whether I am capable of putting the message across. I can only make this much effort. Your life is entirely guided by the way you feel and think. If you feel yourself young and vital, at once you are young and vital, irrespective of whatever be the condition of the body. If you feel and think that you are happy, whatever be the circumstances around, you are happy and free. Therefore, I suggest you are in bondage, not due to some age-old papa, or some not because somebody is not around, or not because this, not because of stars, not because of planets. You are in bondage entirely because of inadvertence. And attention liberates. I don't want to say something else which may not agree with your thinking, but let me put this way. There is only one thing that liberates, that is attention liberates. Now, you see, you take so many things for granted. That is not attention. That is called inadvertence. So I am conscious of the time. So you have to begin to question. That is what Shravanam, Shastra is. You have to begin the question. The most obvious things are the most doubtful. Ask yourself such questions as, was I really born? How many people are willing to ask that question? Very rare, very rare. People are too busy in other things. Was I really born? That is the most obvious thing that you never doubt. But I suggest that is the most obvious question, because what you believe as normal is the most doubtful thing. Anyway, am I really such and such? How do you know that I exist? I am. How do I know that I am? Who are my parents? These questions, a speaker who asks these questions gets disrepute. I ask you, let me take the risk and ask you a question. You say, someone is my father. He made you the son, or the son made the father? I have a feeling it is the son who makes the father. Think about it. I tell you, who am I? Who am I anyhow? Who am I? So, don't move around that you know what you are. Please don't do that. That is not understanding. So, people have put so much energy into building a prison for themselves. Now, spend as much energy on demolishing the prison. In fact, demolition is easy. For the false dissolves when it is discovered. All hangs on the idea, I am. This I am, when you wake up, the first and foremost primordial sensation is I am. And you don't pay attention to that, and you talk big things. So pay attention to the I am. So examine it, question it, you have to investigate, you have to inquire, you have to search within. And you should be like, I am concluding, you should be like the chick that pecks the shell inside the egg. The chick pecks the shell. Suppose the chick, instead of pecking the shell, starts contemplating, when the shell breaks, I will go out into Akasha. And Akasha is big. Akashaha nama avakasha pradatrutvam ityuchyate. So, Bhattabhaskarasya abhiprayaha. So, on Akasha they fight for hours together. I tell you. So, suppose the poor chick sits inside the egg, unable to come out, it is imprisoned, and it is talking about big things. I don't want to remind you what are those big things, because you are all extremely well versed with all those big things. I am a poor speaker, so I am like that chick. I prefer to be like that chick instead of talking and speculating about how Akasha would be. Suppose the chick speculates how Akasha would be. Now will it help you? Will it help the chick? It won't help. The chick has to do only one thing. It has to peck at the shell. Speculating about life outside the shell has no value. So it has no use for the chick, any speculation. But pecking at the shell breaks the shell from within and liberates the chick. Similarly, break the mind from within by investigation. Be self-reliant. Okay? In the name of institutions and systems and structures and with very, very pious sounding names and all that, do not hand over the liberation, the freedom to all these things. You take your life into your hands, be like the chick inside the shell. So break the mind from within. You have to break your mind from within. That has become a shell for you. So how to break the mind from within? By investigation. And then I suggest you expose your contradictions. You live in contradictions. You say jnana, and then you talk of karma. Jnana and karma, parvatavat akampyaha, Shankara. The distinction between jnana and karma is as adamantine, you know adamantine, as a mountain peak. So you investigate, are you the doer? That is Vedanta. Are you the doer? Are you the enjoyer? You peck the shell from within, and the mind made you what all you imagine yourself to be. And all of that is false, all of that. Therefore, so you gave me a chance, so now you know how I speak, okay? So you asked for it, don't complain about it. Therefore, break the mind from within by investigation. Expose its contradictions. On one side you talk of birthless Atma, the next moment you talk of birthday party. Come on. You expose your contradictions, not for me. I don't have a problem. You can engage in your ways happily. I will bless. I may also participate by 10 because I need some bhiksha. So you expose your contradictions and absurdities. See, look at your life, see what kind of religion you are practicing, and examine some of your ideas and see whether there are any absurdities. Do you find any absurdities? Don't ask me, because I find quite a few of them. Therefore, find the absurdities and contradictions in our life. Let us be true to ourselves, and then let us investigate, and let us love all. Let us not create divisions among people. Let us be aham brahmasmi sarvam khalvidam brahma tattvamasi. They are not meant for parroting. They are something that are supposed to shake you to the core. Tattvamasi, does it do anything to you? So unless, if it is not shaking you to the core, you are not even a student of Vedanta. So some of these ideas, which may sound a bit odd or funny or whatever, I took the chance and presented before you. Thank you for your kind attention. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.